Tonight, history will be made as Williamson unveils its brand new stadium on campus. In comes Wayne County and trying to play spoiler for the grand opening. Can the War Eagles soar and score to a win, or will the Lions fight and claw themselves to victory as they start a new chapter of history inside the jungle? Let's find out now for the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Good evening, I'm Al Whedon, joined by Corey Libountis. Corey Libountis, we're so glad you're with us. Corey, it reminds me of the Guns N' Roses classic, Welcome to the Jungle.
Absolutely. There's a type of atmosphere that's going to be electric from tonight moving forward. As right across the street, Glad People Stadium was home to the Williamson Lions. A rock throw away. Now we're in the jungle, where we had an opportunity in the spring to open up this brand new Mobile County Public School System stadium.
Right.
And it's right here on the campus of Williamson High School. A lot of pride in this Maysville community. Looking forward to seeing everyone rumble in the jungle tonight.
Well, they say if you ask for it, you got it. It is here, the new stadium on the campus of Williamson High School. We're very excited to be christening the stadium with our broadcast tonight. And Corey, as you just said, you were on hand for that spring game when they cut the ribbon and cut the cord, if you want to say. So we're excited to be here. So let's get right into the checklist. They're playing Wayne County tonight. What can we expect out of the War Eagles on your checklist, Corey?
Wayne County coming in from Mississippi. You can look for them to have to block well offensively, because there are power forward prospects on all aspects of the defense for the Williamson Lions, and they have to avoid giving up explosive plays. 66 points is what was scored in the Williamson spring game. They averaged over 34 points a game a year ago. Going to try to do that, and don't become a bald eagle by getting blown out. For the Williamson Lions, they have to limit the penalties. This is their first game of the season, as they took a forfeit win 1 week ago. They have to have sound special teams. Their head coach, Antonio Coleman, is also the special teams coach, and they want to start a new Lion legacy tonight at home in the jungle.
They definitely want to do that as we are going into the jungle. Right now, Corey, let's head into your impact players, find out who will have an impact in this ball game.
For Wayne County, it will be quarterback / running back. Number 5, KJ Forrest. He's a sophomore. We'll be seeing him play at multiple positions. And for Wayne County, their head coach has spoke very highly of this 1-2 punch at the running back quarterback position for KJ Forrest. Linebacker, TJ Evans is a senior linebacker. Number 11, we'll be calling his name a lot tonight as well. And for the Williamson Lions, you look no further than linebacker / running back Ellis McGaskin. He's really made a name for himself. He's a 6'1", 217-pound junior, verbally committed to Notre Dame already as a junior. And you also have a wide receiver, John Austin, senior wide receiver for the Williamson Lions. You can look for his 5'10", 175-pound senior frame to be explosive offensively for the Williamson Lions, and Jamal Henry along with Marcus Cook running the show offensively.
Definitely those players will have an impact tonight. We can't wait to see what will happen down on the field. Speaking on the field, let's check in with our third member of the team for the BSN weather forecast, Kimberly Dunn. What's going on down on the field now? We had fake fall a couple of days ago, but now it seems like the humidity is coming back.
That's right. You know, here in Mobile, we cannot get away from that humidity. We are going to be seeing the humidity tonight in the 90s. We'll start with kickoff at 91% humidity, and by the end of the game, we'll be seeing humidity all the way at 97%. But the thing that we like most on the field tonight are those temperatures. At kickoff, we're seeing them at 77 degrees, and they will remain in the 70s for the duration of the game. Last week, we saw the light, heard the thunder. This week we've seen a little bit of rain, but hopefully it will stay away for the rest of the game tonight. But we know to keep an eye on this just in case.
Thank you, Kimberly. We appreciate that. Corey, I saw her down on the field before the game. She had her rain boots on. I said, now it's field turf, Kimberly. You won't have any mud to step in, but you know what? It's always great to be prepared.
Definitely had to be prepared, as we had an hour and a half rain delay, a couple of rain delays 1 week ago. No thunder in the forecast, just thunder and lightning being struck on the field by the players striking one another. So we'll see how that goes this evening.
Absolutely. We're getting ready for the coin toss. We may take it down to the field and let you take a peek at that. Wayne County, they're the visiting team, so they will be receiving the coin toss to decide if they're going to accept the ball or if they're going to defer, because it's a great night for some football, Corey. I was teasing with Kimberly. Fake fall is gone now. The humidity's back.
I will say this. You and I were talking before we went on the air. 1 year ago when we were out at Davidson High School, we had rain, 100% of rain earlier today, and it kind of made me think back to a year ago to we were at Davidson, to where it was the worst monsoon that I've ever seen. So we won't have that problem tonight, but it's going to be a lot of fun watching these teams get after it.
All right, let's take it down to the field. Ron Coleman's our white hat tonight. And we can see if we can peek in and get some audio here from Ron Coleman if possible. If not, we'll explain it for you.
And Ron Coleman, a veteran official. You love to see veteran officials come into the game, and being a former administrator and resource officer in the Mobile County Public School System, he always talked about sportsmanship, and we had a classic example of that 1 week ago as Chris Leatherwood helped one of his opponents who was cramping in the end zone.
Correct.
So you love to see that.
They're our officials for tonight. And Mr. Coleman showing them the coin that he will be flipping here.
That debut at the Jungle Owl, I know that the Maysville community has been waiting a long time for tonight, and we're at kickoff.
Correct. And Wayne County will be receiving the ball first here to get us started for MCPSS High School Football of the Week. Only moments away from kickoff. Stick with us. We'll take a quick 30-second break and be back inside the jungle right here with MCPSS TV.
Do you have a student who would benefit from a more flexible learning schedule? The MCPSS Academy of Virtual Learning was created for you. It's reimagining education for independent, motivated, responsible learners in grades 6 through 12. Students can take regular, honors, AP, or dual enrollment courses all at their own pace. And virtual learning doesn't mean isolation. Our teachers know their students and frequently work with them one-on-one. Are you ready to learn your way? Visit our website, mcpssvirtuallearning.com.
Your experience is valuable, and now it pays. Have you taught at a private school, another district, or even retired from teaching? Mobile County Public Schools is now offering higher pay for your previous experience. That means you can step into the classroom at a higher pay level because your experience matters. Don't let your hard work go unrecognized. Apply today and start earning what you've worked for. Visit mcpss.com/job opportunities for more information.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month
has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
We welcome you back to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Wayne County versus Williamson in the debut of this new stadium, also known as the Jungle. I love the name. We had to compliment Coach Antonio Coleman about the name we're giving it. Here come the Lions onto the field with the flags. I love the baby lions out there on the field as well. The future of some Williamson football.
Always great to have your feeder programs involved with what's going on with your program, so they can really feel like they're a part of and aspire to be a future Lily B. Williamson Lion.
As we stated before the commercial break, Wayne County will receive the kickoff, so setting up for them, Pat Hamilton, also Steve Morgan back to receive, and Williamson will be running onto the field with their special teams unit as Todrick Withers will be kicking off for the Lions.
Going to be a huge aspect in tonight's contest, our special teams. And, you know, you look at this Wayne County War Eagles offensive squad averaging 23.8 points per game 1 year ago. Last week, they played in a jamboree game in Mississippi, so this will be their first true regular season game as well, and can't wait to put toe to leather, Al.
I'm with you on that one, Corey. Moments away as history is about to be made here in Maysville, brand new stadium for the Maysville community. And the kick is off, fielded by one of the up guys for Wayne County. Brings it just past the 35-yard line. Take a look at that Wayne County offense. The War Eagles run a gun tee offense led by quarterback Hudson Mills. If Mills isn't throwing it to wideout Pat Hamilton, look for fullback KJ Forrest to run from their T formation and possibly hand off to running back Steve Morgan. The Wayne County offensive line averages 261 pounds and features center Quez Odom making holes with his big frame up the middle. So it's 1st and 10 for the War Eagles. Ball sitting at about the 37-yard line.
We'll see here how Williamson handles the run first, but look for the battle in the trenches early. That's what I'm going to keep my eye on.
Handoff just across the 40 as they give it to the big back KJ Forrest. You talked about it during your impact, Corey. When they go into that wing T formation, he could, in essence, become the quarterback for Wayne County.
Dante Bush, the 6'5", 215-pound senior on the stop from his defensive end position. He is a Troy verbal commit. We can look to call his name a lot, but a positive yardage on 1st down, 2nd and 5 for the War Eagles.
Ball at the 42-yard line. Another run up the middle they go. Gets it close to the 44. Going to set up 3rd and about 4, 1-yard gain right there for Wayne County.
Coming up and making the stop on the play is number 8, Captain Munnerlin Jr. He's a 6'1", 170-pound freshman, and if that name sounds familiar, it should, because his father, Captain Munnerlin Sr., he prepped at Murphy High School, went on to South Carolina, and played numerous years in the NFL, and that is his son on the field as a true freshman. Money down, Al.
3rd down and about 4 coming up. We're going to see a long 4 here for the War Eagles. No pass attempted yet. And Williamson snuffs out the run. There's Ellis McGaskin in on the tackle for the Lions.
And that defensively is a great stop for Williamson's defense. Ellis McGaskin, the 6'1", 217-pound junior, again, verbal committed to Notre Dame to play for the Gold Helmets here is who he's verbally committed to. So, again, a great defensive stop by Williamson after giving up yards, positive yards early.
Cornelius Johnson on to punt for Wayne County. Back to receive Jermaine McCree. Corey, I was about to say Jermaine Dupree. He is not. His eligibility is out. This is actually Jermaine McCree back at his own 28-yard line to field this punt from Johnson. And the fake is on Wayne County, leaving it all on the field tonight. That pass incomplete. Turnover on downs. Williamson's going to have great field position. Let's get up their offense. Take a look at what Williamson has to offer. The Lions start A.J. Dinkins at quarterback. The Army verbal commit has a powerful arm and an arsenal of receivers to connect with, including speedsters John Austin, Keith Donald Jr. When the Lions run, Todrick Withers should get the bulk of the handoffs. He'll run behind an offensive line that averages 255 pounds, led by senior center Ja'Cory Herman, who is 6'2" and 290. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Triple receivers to the top, double stack at the bottom. No one in the backfield with Dinkins.
And Dinkins has some speedsters there to his right, so he'll survey this defense and make the correct call.
Quick pass as they get it out, setting up the screen, and Williamson on the move. Keith Donald Jr., we just talked about him. 1st down for the Lions.
Williamson gets the ball out quickly. Alvin Dinkins throws again to Williamson's sideline, and the 5'9", 170-pound senior shows his blazing speed yards after catch. 1st and 10 Williamson from right around the 23-yard line.
Lions trying to get on the board early if they can, and I believe we have offsides going to be called against the War Eagles.
Big Cortez McDonald at 291 pounds for Wayne County. You weren't going to be able to hide almost 300 pounds worth of mass moving forward, and that's going to cost the War Eagles 5.
Ball is just inside of the 15. We'll call it at the 16-yard line. Williamson with the quick hitter right there, connects with his receiver.
And shows the
John
great
Austin.
strength. John Austin has tremendous upper body strength as well. As you can see the corner trying to take his legs out from under him. But I love these quick passes that have been set up by Marcus Cook, who is the run offensive coordinator. Jamal Henry is the pass offensive coordinator. Great job.
Ball at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Lions. Dinkins waiting for the snap. They haven't run it yet. Another pass and headed to the end zone. Is it a score? Let's see.
Yes.
And it's going to be a touchdown, a 10-yard touchdown pass completed to Jacoby Massey, and the Lions are on the board.
Jacob Massey, number 10, with a 10-yard touchdown reception. The 5'11", 180-pound sophomore puts the first 6 points on the board in the jungle on a nice opening drive for the Williamson Lions.
On for the PAT for Williamson, Muhammad Nasir.
Waiting on the kicking ball for the Williamson Lions.
That's what it is. According to my roster, Corey, that is not Nasir, that's number 82, but my roster says 82 should be Chris Edwards Jr., and I don't think that's the frame of Chris Edwards Jr. because I have seen him personally, so I'm going to say that's Nasir with wearing number 82 tonight, rather than 89.
We'll go with that, and we'll find out for sure at halftime. But what a great opening drive there. It's perfection for Dinkins. I don't think he had an incomplete pass, 3 out of 3. And leading to that opening score for Lily B. What a great opening drive.
And not one running play at all. And Ron Coleman, I believe, is walking the kicking ball out there and throws it out. So now we'll have our extra point here coming up from the Lions. Well, Corey, anytime you have a housewarming, you know, you always have a guest that's late to the party. Snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is no good. So our score 6-0. Williamson out with the early lead. We'll be back. More action headed your way on the MCPSSTV network.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ayla, hi.
Oh, hi, Sierra. How are you?
Good. How are things?
Things couldn't be better.
What do you mean?
Well, I just started this new job as a school teacher with the Mobile County Public Schools, and it has been a life changer. Great benefits, the hours are great, and great students. Just overall, it's a great opportunity.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. I'm going to look into that.
You should.
For more information, visit mcpss.com/job opportunities.
Do you have a student who would benefit from a more flexible learning schedule? The MCPSS Academy of Virtual Learning was created for you. It's reimagining education for independent, motivated, responsible learners in grades 6 through 12. Students can take regular, honors, AP, or dual enrollment courses all at their own pace. And virtual learning doesn't mean isolation. Our teachers know their students and frequently work with them one-on-one. Are you ready to learn your way? Visit our website, mcpssvirtuallearning.com.
We welcome you back to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Al Whedon, Corey LeBounty on the call here. Williamson on top, up and early, 6-0 our score. Extra point, no good. Todd Withers tees it up once again. Back to receive Pat Hamilton and Steve Morgan for Wayne County.
And I don't know if it'll get all the way to the back as far as the backs are, but again, another pooch kick.
Similar area where Wayne County grabbed it the first time on their first kickoff. Let's take a look at the Williamson defense. They play a 3-4 led by 2 All-State players, defensive end Dante Bush and inside linebacker Ellis McGaskin. Both Bush and McGaskin are outstanding players up front. You can't forget the other defensive end, sophomore DeMarcus Dale Brown, who anchors a line that averages 217 pounds. And the secondary starting safety Jalen Scott and cornerback Jermaine McCree. They'll be looking to pick off the War Eagles tonight. So it is 1st and 10 for Wayne County here coming up Ball sitting at about the 37, maybe 38-yard line. Mills with the pass, a bit too high for the receiver, incomplete. They aired it out. You can see the arm that Mills has trying to connect with Xavier Estes.
Williamson defense, based out of a 3-4, defensive coordinators Carl Jackson and John Mitchell only gave up 7.8 points per game a year ago and are returning 9 out of 11 defensive starters. So I look for that scoring number to drop even lower this season, as this is one of the strengths of this 2025 Lily B. Williamson
I agree
teams.
with you. Lions are definitely stacked, bringing back a lot of experience. 9 players back on defense. Here's a little of that wing T formation, the gun T. As you can see, the back trying to get Mills to block for him. And I believe no gain on the play. Actually, they're going to take a loss there. Corey pushes them back about 2 or 3 yards back to the 35-yard line, so we'll call it 3rd and about 12 here for the War Eagles.
And this is exactly where head coach at Wayne County, Jack Hankins Jr., did not want to be, in 3rd and long situations, because what it allows Williamson's defensive coordinators to do is dial up a blitz. Right here, you're just playing for field position, because I guarantee you're not going to complete a pass longer than 15 yards right here.
And I believe the Lions were jumping right there. That'll cost them 5 yards.
Wayne County may have flinched first, Al.
Let's see. And you're right. The legal procedure against the War Eagles, that'll push them back, so that'll make this 3rd and 17 coming up. Haven't heard Ron Coleman say a word yet tonight.
One thing about this Williamson Lion defense, returning 9 out of 11, like I just mentioned, they're going to be disciplined. They want to avoid those penalties, so that's why they leaned forward after they saw the flinch, and that's the strength of this Williamson Lion defense. Now you're at 3rd and close to 20.
The line to gain is the 47-yard line. Mills airs it out. Incomplete, but Williamson defender had his paws in there.
Flag on the play.
But we now have a penalty infraction. I believe it's going against Wayne County. So offensive holding. Of course, Williamson will decline that. And with it being 3rd and about 20, Corey, no need to have the fake punt right here. I don't believe we're going to see it. Very gutsy call by Hankins to do that on their first series.
Incomplete to Parker Mills on the last fake punt, but on this one you have 2 explosive returners, and number 0 Jermaine McCree and number 4 Jalen Scott. And if they can field this ball cleanly, as long as there's not a penalty, you can look for a crib call.
McCree sets up at his about 39-yard line. Johnson gets the kick off, and it bounces off of a Wayne County player first, and they're going to down it around the 38-yard line. So Williamson taking over in their 2nd series here. Scored on the first one. No run plays at all. A couple of passes from A.J. Dinkins as he worked his receiving tree, and they hit the board real quick.
Well, that's one of the things that you take what the defense gives you, this Wayne County defense based out of their 3-4 as well. Defensive coordinator Fred McCain. These War Eagles gave up 28.1 points per game and have already given up 6 tonight.
So it's actually spotted at the 44-yard line. Got a little backspin on there. After this play, we'll take a look at the Wayne County defense. Williamson sending in their personnel, switching up. And we have a quarterback change for the Lions. John Austin at quarterback now. Trip receivers to the bottom. Withers just to his right.
That's what's going to be happening when you have an equipment infraction. That's one of the points of emphasis. You must have your pads below your kneecaps or covering your kneecaps in that situation, and you'll be sent out of the game if you don't.
We talked about that with Gary Malden last week at the Blunt Viger game. Nice run by Withers. Take a look at this Wayne County defense. They do play a 3-4, as you said, Corey, with nose guard Cortez McDonald plugging up the front for a line that averages 257 pounds. Behind him are two explosive linebackers in Anthony Mercer and leading tackler from last season, Taja Evans. In the secondary, cornerback Emorian Leverett will be playing lockdown on the Lions receiving core. Second down and about 6 coming up here as Dinkins re-enters the ball game at quarterback.
Jace West, the 185-pound sophomore linebacker, made the stop for the War Eagles, but not before positive yardage for the Lions.
Dinkins with the quick pass out to the flat. That's going to be enough for a first down, I believe. Keith Donald Jr. with his second reception of the night.
And I love the fact that Williamson is using the perimeter speed, getting the ball out quickly for Dinkins, and yards after catch are going to be huge, but that is another Williamson first down right at the 44-yard line of the War Eagles.
Back in Wayne County territory are the Lions. Dinkins taking his time and looking to the sideline. Co-offensive coordinators Marcus Cook and Jamal Henry sending in the signals for him. Back to Withers they go. He crosses the 40, fumble on the play. Wayne County is excited. I believe we may have our first turnover of the ball game.
Huge strip right there, as that's just going to be the can opener drill to where they were just ripping at the football for Withers, and you can see a great job defensively of the game tackle hitting him from behind. I want to say that was number 0, Parker Mills, coming over, either him or number 9 from his corner position, making a huge play for Wayne County. And that is our first turnover of the contest.
Huge momentum shift could it be right here for the War Eagles as they travel over from Waynesboro to play Williamson. Last year the score was 44-6 Williamson. Ball sitting at the 36-yard line. Their third series. Mills is just going to keep it. And he is slammed down for a sack. Takes a loss right there.
And you can see the pursuit of this Williamson Lions defense. Great job of pursuing the football. That's all you can ask for in this situation for Jamarcus Edmond. He is a junior coming up and making that huge stop. The 5'10", 210-pound junior with a tackle for loss.
3-yard loss on the sack right there. Ball sitting at the 34-yard line, Wayne County, and a flag thrown by Ron Coleman, as he is pointing to one of the players. A legal substitution being called against Wayne County, so that'll push him back 5 more, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something that you have to stay away from, as the head coach is also the offensive coordinator, Jack Hankins Jr., a very familiar name in our state, as he was the 2010 4A state championship coach at Thomasville, and his dad has a great coaching legacy, and like father, like son for Hankins Jr.
Coached 19 years up there at Thomasville. War Eagles go back to the run as they try to get back to the original line of scrimmage. They'll be a couple of yards short. I think they're going to give them the 34.
Heat timeout coming up.
And it is our first heat timeout of the ball game. Let's take it down to the sidelines. Check in with Kimberly Dunn. I believe she has a very special guest with her. Who you got, Kim?
I do. It's exciting here on the sidelines, and I'm standing here with the principal for Williamson High School, Miss Tammy George. How are you doing this evening?
Wonderful this evening. I'm so excited about this evening, a new stadium, opening of a new season.
Absolutely, and first game in the new stadium. So tonight, with being Williamson's first game of the season, how exciting is this, not only for your students, but for this community as well?
It's exciting for everyone. We have all our community support, our churches, different organizations, the alumni. Everybody is so excited to bless us into this new stadium, to enjoy just in the community, come together as a community supporting our students right here on our home stadium.
And not only is that excitement here on the field, but it's also pouring over into the classroom and into the schools. Can you tell us what's going on academically for Williamson?
Yes, we're so excited. This year was a different year, a new start to great beginnings. We adopted a new theme this year, One Williamson, One Roar. With that theme, all of us are working together to make sure that our children have the best educational experience possible. And so we're so excited. You can see the excitement in the classroom with the children engaged in the classroom. They're collaborating, more conversations in the classroom, time on task, just making sure that instructional time is used to meet our students' needs.
Well, thank you so much for telling us about the exciting things on the field and in the classroom. We're excited to see what this year and this season is going to hold for our Williamson Lions. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited you all are here, that we're all here this evening, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
Great job, Kimberly, and great job there, Principal George. Punt almost blocked, goes straight up in the air and come back down. That's a live ball. One of the Williamson Lions tried to field it. But we do have a flag on the play. Let's see what the infraction will be.
It's going to be roughing the kicker, and I will say this. Had he got any fingertips on that football at all, there would not have been a flag thrown. But because it was not deflected, Ron Coleman, the white hat, had to make this call right here.
Running into the kicker. 5-yard penalty against the defense.
So just running into the kicker, so it's not the big 15, it's the 5-yarder.
He felt the pressure for sure.
He
you look at
definitely
KJ Forrest, and that's why that punt pretty much went straight up and straight down. And if you lay out for that or even get a fingertip on it, like I said, that penalty flag does not come out at all. But with as much pressure on the edge as Williamson's getting on special teams, tonight they're going to block one before this game is over.
Ball placed at the 42-yard line. The chain gang has not moved the chains on the far side of the field. Well, there it
is.
There's the block right there.
There it is, Al.
And there's another flag on the play here on the near side, about the 35-yard line.
We'll see if it's going to be holding, but you could see on that last play that there was a block. The tremendous speed that Lily B. Williamson Lions have, you don't get a hat on a hat, you're in trouble.
Illegal formation against the offense, decline, first down.
Of course, Williamson's going to decline that. Great field position because the ball's at the 25. Take a look at the replay here as they just bombard the line.
Didn't have a chance right there to get that one off at all, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 Williamson Lions. So the turnover, they'll get a chance, especially Todrick Withers. I hope they go to number 1 and let him redeem himself because he made plenty of house calls in the spring.
One man in motion for Dinkins, and he hauls back, going to the end zone, and pass incomplete. Had his hands on it. Robert Lucas couldn't wrap it up. Good defense right there by Wayne County as well.
Yeah, that's a great job of going vertical for that one, just not able to come away with it. The 6'1", 200-pound senior going up trying to get that one, landed on top of the ball a little bit sore coming down after he left his feet and laid flat out. But
and another flag.
You love the, if he would have made that catch, it would have made his highlight reel, but it would have come back because of the penalty flag anyway.
They're putting it back to the 35-yard line, so a 10-yard play, 10-yard penalty flag against Williamson there. So first and 20 coming up here for the Lions. Dressing out about 65 players tonight, 13 seniors on this squad, 8 return on offense, 9 return on defense. Todrick Withers with the carry gets close to the 30-yard line. He picks up about 4 yards, so we'll call this one 2nd down and about 16.
Jonah Leggett, 285-pound senior defensive end on the stop for Wayne County. And if you look at the top of your screen, folks, there is a one-on-one matchup that I'm going to definitely keep my eye on, as that is going to be blazing speed of John Austin. If he's in single coverage, you can watch out.
Another handoff to Withers. He plants that foot, and boy, he's going to get the first down and more. Pushed out of bounds near the 2 or 3 yard line. Great run by Todrick Withers.
And that's, again, a way to redeem yourself. You can see how he took care of the football there at the end of the run. Tried to stretch out for the pylon, but nonetheless, a great positive run for another Williamson Lions first down.
Williamson playing tempo as they place it at the 2 yard line. First and goal for the Lions. Go ahead and reward Withers once again. They don't. They're going to the corner on the fade route. Incomplete. Intended for Robert Lucas. Great run right there by Withers. You got to reward the guy.
And you look at Withers behind the great offensive lineman and blocks down the field. Shows you his burst and his speed. I guarantee he will not turn the football over a second time as he stretched out for that pylon. But it looks like here it will be spotted inside the goal to go. And Ron Coleman's going to have us another call.
So that'll push him back 5 yards. Ball being placed at the 8 yard line.
Well, I would say this, offensive line-wise here inside the red zone, the play script shrinks, but not the execution here by Lily B.
First and goal from the 8. Low snap to Dinkins. Working through his progression, steps up, and he's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage there, so no gain on the play, and loses his helmet, so he'll have to come out for one play here.
Y'all got to tighten up that chin strap, young fella, as it will bring up their backup quarterback, John Austin, who we've seen here in goal-to-goal situations. But when you're facing a third or a second and goal to go, you hand the ball off here to number 1. You just make it simple, but also you see if you decide to roll the pocket for John Austin, he can show his athleticism also in the gun. Love that hard count.
Got him to jump. Offsides against Wayne County, so that'll push the ball up to about the 3 yard line. And that'll make it second and goal. Well, closer to the 4. We'll call it from the 4 yard line. Second and goal from the 4. Do keep in mind, technically, this is the first ball game of the season for both of these teams. Wayne County did play a jamboree last week, but for Williamson, this is their first action of the year. So having, if we want to say, Corey, so many penalty flags this early is of no surprise to me.
Absolutely, and we'll have a timeout probably here to reorganize things for Williamson.
We'll take a break as well. We'll be back with more action. You're watching the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
Do you feel alone, overwhelmed, or helpless?
There's hope. There's hope. Call or text 988.
You don't have to face your crisis alone. If you need a safe space to talk with a trusted adult for support, reach out to your school counselor.
Do you need help to make it through everyday struggles?
Do you need someone to talk to? Call or text 988. Your social emotional wellness is worth it.
Remember, there's hope, there's help.
Make sure you mark your calendar. Labor Day is Monday. All schools and offices for the Mobile County Public School System will be closed as Labor Day is observed September 1st, or around these parts, we like to call it the unofficial end of summer. But wait a minute. No, not in Mobile, because we're still in summer past Labor Day. Corey, we've known heat timeouts to go into October some seasons. So,
no doubt about that.
But no school and no offices on Monday. It's Labor Day. School system shutting it down. Right up the middle goes Todrick Withers as he hits pay dirt. And let's double check. No flags on the play.
Touchdown Lions.
4 yard score for Todrick Withers.
Great job of the offensive line going under center on that particular snap, as before the timeout we saw them in shotgun. And you can see the great push, giving it to the up back, which is Withers. He's able to get across and score 6 more. We'll see if they go for 2 here, or if they decide to kick the extra point. I say you just go ahead and go for 2.
Try to get that extra point back. I'm with you. And it does appear that the 2-point try will be coming up here. Well, we don't have to wait on the kicking ball this time, Corey.
No, we don't have to wait on Ron Coleman to have that and spot it at the line of scrimmage.
Timeout called by Wayne County, so Jack Hankins Jr. wants to put up a good defense to this 2-point try. Tell you a little something about Wayne County. They're dressing out about 60 players. They have 22 seniors on the squad, returning 6 on offense and 6 on defense. And Hankins is in his 5th year as head coach at Wayne County. We said earlier, 19 years spent at Thomasville, where he won the 2010 Class 4A championship. He told us on the phone he's quite familiar with football down here on the Gulf Coast. I asked him, does he see a difference in the players between Alabama and Mississippi? He said, no, Al, pretty much, you know, guys play tough. You know, we play the same ball in Mississippi like we used to play in Alabama. So he doesn't really see, if you want to call it, a level of talent falling off between the two states, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, you look at, when I have an opportunity to call the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game, there's All-Stars in both states, considering the size of the state nationally compared to other larger states. And, you know, just a great rivalry between the two states. The border wars is what we call it. We love to see it.
I believe we are ready for play here. 2-point try coming up for the Lions. Man in motion, Jacob Massey. Low snap to Dinkins. He throws it, and it is complete. The 2-point try is good as John Austin hauls it in. Williamson gets the extra point back. 14-0 is our score.
So I wasn't ready for my math test. Didn't know that it was going to come to this. I mean, it was just a phone call so I could get out of testing.
Threatening harm to a school, even as a prank, is a crime. Mobile County law enforcement treats school threats seriously, leading to investigations, arrests, and legal consequences. Think before you act. One moment of bad judgment can have lasting consequences. If you see something, say something. Speak up.
I'm Keith Blackwood, your Mobile County District Attorney. I want to remind you about the truancy laws. 5 unexcused absences requires you to attend the early warning truancy program. Failure to attend the early warning truancy program can cause you to appear before a judge in circuit court. We need you to stay in school. This is a serious law, and it needs to be taken very seriously. I wish you and your family a safe, happy, and successful school year.
We welcome you back to the jungle. Williamson on top, 14-0. And a little onside kick, if you want to say, but flag on the play, possibly going to be offsides on the offense here.
Last scoring. Okay, we can hear from Ron Coleman now.
Finally, yeah, we can hear him now, Corey.
6-play, 25-yard scoring drive for the Williamson Lions after the block punt, and a hole early for Wayne County. And I mentioned it in my checklist. The War Eagles are going to be bald here in a minute if they're not careful. This is going to be a huge drive for Wayne County to at least sustain positive yardage and not go 3 and out. On their opening drive, they had a good drive going before they had the fake punt. But in the last couple of offensive possessions, it is not going well as this defense of Williamson has risen up to the occasion.
And a look at some of the Wayne County folks who made the trip over there to check out the War Eagles. Decent turnout there coming out to the Williamson Stadium here in Maysville. We'll get the re-kick here, ball placed at the 35, so Morgan and Hamilton can scoot up a bit here. They're going to stand at the 30 for this kickoff from Todrick Withers.
And again, it's going to hit one of the upbacks. It's not going to get to the deepest man for Wayne County, I can guarantee you that.
And actually fielded by Morgan, and we have whistles I wonder if his knee touched the ground, and Ron Coleman signals it. Sure did. Knee touched the ground. So an opportunity missed right there by the War Eagles. Let's see, I believe they'll place it at the 24 or 23.
Well, what I'm looking for here is ball security by Wayne County, because if they don't have ball security, there's going to be trouble here, and you can definitely see the knee being down, as that's a great observation by our lead official, Ron Coleman. But defensive pressure, when you get behind early, you tend to get away from what you wanted to do, which is take the air out of the football, and you have to pass it. And I guarantee Williamson Lions defense is going to feast here in the backfield if you hold the football for too long and create a turnover.
Fourth possession for the War Eagles. They hand it off with the run. Morgan bounces it to the outside, stays on his feet, gets up to the 30-yard line. Nice run right there as he recuperated. And I believe we have another penalty flag on the play.
Yeah, that one was an easy call for the officials on the far sidelines, right at Wayne County's bench. That you have that block in the back. As you saw a Williamson Lion black jersey go flying, and it wasn't because you saw clearly his numbers. He was blindsided that, and they'll mark it all from where the penalty took place.
Probably trying to determine the spot from where the infraction took place at.
Illegal blindside hit on the offense.
As you called it, Cora, blindside block. That's definitely going to push him back. So that's going to negate the nice gain right there for Steve Morgan.
And you look at costing your team close to 10 yards on that play. Now instead of a second and manageable, now you're looking at 1st and 20, and you're in your own territory at your own 15. It doesn't give their quarterback, depending on who's going to be running, whether it's Hudson or KJ, much time to make a decision with the football.
Line to gain is the 34-yard line to pick up a first down. So 1st and about 20 coming up here for Wayne County. Back to Morgan they go. Correction on that. Not Morgan on the play. That's KJ Forrest, one of our impact players. Picks up a couple, maybe. No gain on the play. No gain on the play. Right at the 15. So 2nd down here for the War Eagles.
Jamarcus Edmond, the 5'10", 210-pound junior, with the solo tackle on the play. And you have, like you said, no positive yardage, but it does put quarterback Hudson Mills, the sophomore, in a tough situation, getting his first true official start as a sophomore.
Play action. Mills going to air it out. Has a man, and that's going to be intercepted by Williamson. Nice interception and grab right there by Jalen Scott. So a turnover for each team tonight.
Jalen Scott, the 6', 180-pound junior, just tracks the ball. Too much air underneath it. He comes up from his safety position, makes the interception, and that is another turnover for the Williamson Lions, as they again are in primetime real estate. And we can look at the explosiveness of this offense. Average 33.2 points per game a year ago. We'll see how quick they strike this time.
A.J. Dinkins waiting for the snap and look to the sideline to get the call. Play clock approaching 10 seconds here for the Lions. They hand it off to Withers. And he picks up, no gain on the play. Stopped right there at the 49.
Anthony Mercer, the 185-pound sophomore linebacker, comes up and makes sure he hits him directly in the hole. Great job of wrapping up and making that tackle for Wayne County. 2nd and 10. But you can look for this one-on-one matchup here at the bottom of your screen. We'll see if they try to find it.
Another run by Williamson. One of the Lions loses his helmet. I believe offensive lineman right there on the play,
Cordarian
Dixon, so he'll have to come out for one play. I don't want those who are watching us and then flipping back and watching the Auburn game to get deceived, but Wayne County does have a color scheme and outfit very similar to the Auburn Tigers, who are playing Baylor tonight, as a matter of fact.
That home white that Auburn loves to wear at times.
Right.
And we'll see it on third down. Williamson hasn't seen a lot of third downs this evening. We'll see if they're able to convert.
Ball at the 45-yard line of Wayne County. And Dinkins airs it out. Pass is complete. Nice grab, enough for the first down as the Lions pick up that first down. Jacob Massey with the reception, playing tempo once again. Marcus Cook, Jamal Henry, they are playing tempo tonight. Triple receivers at the bottom here to the near side.
Great job of getting it out quickly, and you go right back to Withers, right up the cutout. He tries to turn against the ground.
Gets it up to the 20-yard line. Another first down for the Lions, continuing to run tempo and put pressure on this Wayne County defense.
You'll start to see hands on hips for the War Eagles out of Mississippi.
Back to Withers they go, breaks it to the outside, 15, steps out of bounds near the 11 or 10-yard line, right near the down marker. So it's going to be second and possibly one here coming up for Williamson, and we have reached the end of the first quarter. It's pretty much been all Lions here inside the jungle. We'll take a break and come back and bring you the second quarter of the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
Looking for unforgettable food and flawless service for your next event? Woodyard Catering is Mobile's top choice for personal chefs and customized catering. From weddings and baby showers to funerals and private dinners, we bring delicious, handcrafted dishes made with the freshest ingredients. Reliable, friendly, full of flavor. Whatever the occasion, we serve it with care. Call Woodyard Catering today, because every event deserves a taste of excellence.
At Genuine Bling, discover stunning fashion jewelry that turns heads for just $5. That's right, $5. From bold statement pieces to everyday sparkle, we've got the bling. So why wait? Treat yourself, your friends, or your entire wardrobe. Fashion fun for just $5. And don't miss the Bling Live. Join Charmaine Watson on Facebook, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. for exclusive pieces, styles tips, and surprise deals. Genuine Bling, where fashion only costs $5.
Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program is here to help those students who want to jumpstart their career right out of high school. With more than 100 specialized courses ranging from engineering, computer networking, nursing, welding, and more, we prepare students for college and career readiness. To learn more, log on to MCPSS.com. Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program, preparing students for life.
Did you know? The MCPSS Athletics Division supports over 7,000 student athletes and more than 400 coaches, offering 18 high school sports and 9 middle school sports each year. Many of these student athletes go on to earn college scholarship. Back to the field, action on the play, and we have a touchdown for the Lions as they hit pay dirt once again.
Very quickly coming out of the timeout, being able to score that. And I don't know if we're able to take a look at the replay and see the push that the offensive line was able to get. You hit the up back, and he's able to go ahead and get across for 6 for the Williamson Lions. And that's all you can ask for in that situation, is to come out of a timeout, execute, get the push, and score. And that was a great opening quarter for Dinkins. 5 out of 7, 57 yards, 1 touchdown. And Withers, 9 rushes, 72 yards, and a touchdown.
Low snap for Nasir. Extra point is good this time. And Williamson extends their lead 21-0. Let's take a look at some middle school scores from action that took place yesterday in Mobile County. First week of middle school football, Mobile County training, they had a shutout, 16-0 over Chastain Fournier. Phillips Prep put it all on Clark Shaw, 34-8. Big ups to our buddy Matt Moore. They got the win yesterday over Booker T. Washington, 8-6. China Powell, AD over at Scarborough, they got to work on the offense, Corey. 6-0 over Denton. I'm going to have to talk to China. You know she's the flag football coach over there, so we got to talk to her about that. And also 2 shutouts right there. Williamson Prep, Corey, look at that, 14-0 over Callaway Smith.
And we'll call a lot of those former 8th graders that are now freshmen for the Williamson Lions coming up. But it's great to see the first week of middle school football and to see the young people be able to adjust to not only athletics but academics as well. It's hard as a student athlete to be able to balance both. But China Powell is the defending flag football champion.
That is correct.
So she is looking forward to getting her season and continuing to defend that county championship that she was able to win 1 year ago.
We appreciate you watching us wherever you're watching us at, outside of the state, somewhere in the state. Give us a shout out on social media. Give us a drop a line and we'll give you a shout out. Let us know where you're watching from in other parts of the state as well. Little pooch kick right up the middle. Captured by KJ Forrest. I believe at the 35-yard line. So Wayne County with their first possession here in the second quarter, down 21 points. Corey, if you're Coach Jack Hankins Jr., what do you say to your offense right now? You're the offensive coordinator. He's the OC over there.
Let's get a first down, guys. Find a way to get a first down, whether it is through forcing a penalty against Williamson. Just find a way to keep the defense off the field, and that's going to be huge at this point in time as we continue to swing around the state of Alabama. Viger on the road at Tuscaloosa County, leading 21-7.
First and 10, quarterback switch, going to that gun tee offense. Tossed it out to Morgan. It is fumbled, but he jumps right on top of it at the 31-yard line. It's going to be a 4-yard loss on the play.
Steve Morgan, the tailback, was the intended wide receiver. That was a lateral pass, and that was a live football if the Lions were able to scoop and score. But again, getting behind the sticks early, 2nd and 15, is something Wayne County wanted to stay away from tonight.
I believe I'm taking a peek, Corey, and the scoreboard is actually, I believe, correct now. 2nd and 14 on the 31. We saw they were trying to work some things out with the Jumbotron earlier. High snap, but they get it to Morgan. Look at the blocking. Runs into one of his own blockers.
Fumble. Scoop and score.
Williamson
score.
Picks it up as that Dante Bush takes it to the house. Dante Bush makes the house call after the fumble of Wayne County.
Huge change of events for defensive end Dante Bush, the 6'5", 215-pound senior, makes the first defensive crib call of the season for the Williamson Lions. And I mentioned that 1 year ago, this Williamson Lion defense only gave up 7.8 points per game. But here in the first half, Wayne County with negative offensive yards.
This here on for the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick is up and no good. 27-0 is our score as Dante Bush makes the crip call, as Corey calls it, on the replay here.
Bounces up.
High school students, are you looking for a way to become a better leader? Then the Junior Officers Training Corps may be what you're seeking. If you would like to develop self-reliance, learn ways to be more responsible, and improve your communication skills, you can do that and more when you register for the Junior Officers Training Corps. The JROTC program is available to all high school students in Mobile County. JROTC, we build a better you.
Ready for volleyball. It is headed your way this Tuesday, September 2nd. You can check out our friends Nancy Shoquist and Nicole Keyshock. It will be MGM and Davidson going at it for the MCPSS High School Volleyball Game of the Week. Coming up this Tuesday, time for the dinks, the dunks, and the spikes. And speaking of volleyball, Corey, I've called 3 volleyball matches in the past 2 days. So if I have a little gravel in the voice, that's where that's from.
And I will say I know that Bishop State on the road today, so no rest for the weary there.
None.
As volleyball is in full swing here, literally in the Mobile County Public School system.
As we looked at that replay of the return fumble for the touchdown, it kind of put me in the mindset of, Corey, when you're downtown Mobile doing Mardi Gras and one of those throws is intended for, say, a guy 5 feet over from you, and it bounces around and someone grabs it. That's what that looked like when Dante Bush picked up the pigskin and took it home.
Yeah, it definitely is the case there for Williamson being able to beat Johnny on the spot. And I will say this, with this big 27-0 deficit, you better believe that Williamson is going to turn the Lions loose here defensively, and the game plan now is just to protect the football if you're Wayne County, because this Williamson Lions defense is returning 9 out of 11 starters, going to be one of the best in the state of Alabama. Mark my words here in week 1.
Hand off to KJ Forrest. Nice run by Forrest, the biggest gain on the ground tonight for the War Eagles. Appears to be enough for the first down. Let's see where they spotted it. And I think they could move the chains from our vantage point here inside the jungle, but a flag on the play. It's coming back, unfortunately, for Wayne County.
Yeah, that's something when you have something positive happen for you to keep your defense off of the field, you go ahead and you have to walk it off.
Pushes them back to the 34-yard line.
Coach Hankins Jr. cannot believe it as you see him signaling in the plays for his offense.
Correction, at 29 is where the ball is spotted at. 1st and 15 coming up here for Wayne County. Mills under center as he hands it off. Nice run right there by the War Eagles. T.K. Franks with the carry.
Look at the textbook tackle, folks. Jamarcus let Edmond, a solo tackle. He is one-on-one, and he just filled his gap and was able to make a tremendous tackle on the play. And you look at what that does bring up. 2nd down and close to 13 yards to go now for Wayne County. And again, you really want ball control early in the game, but this late, running the football does not help you. It controls and bleeds the clock, but that's the only advantage that you have.
2nd down and about 13. Mills looking to pass. Ball kind of hangs up in the air, and that is an interception, the 2nd interception tonight by the Williamson defense, and Jalen Scott with his 2nd pick, Corey.
Jalen Scott just again from his safety position, reading the quarterback's eyes and able to take advantage of it, and comes away not with the deflection, but he shows that he has wide receiver soft hands. His 2nd of the night leads to another turnover, the 3rd turnover, because we've had 1 block punt and 2 interceptions there, which is huge. Williamson +2 in the turnover battle, as we do have someone with cramps here for Wayne County.
Pat Hamilton down on the field. Scott with his 2nd interception of the night. That's the 3rd turnover for Wayne County, down 27-0 here with 8:39 remaining in the first half. Don't forget, coming up, we're going to have a Chick-fil-A halftime trivia challenge. But right now, I got to thank BSN Sports with team apparel and equipment from baseball to cross country, all sports in between. BSN Sports, the heart of the game, online at bsnsports.com. Also, we want to thank Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is hiring. Work with one of the best companies in the country. Great pay and benefits. Stop by the Dolphin Street or Airport Boulevard location to apply. Tell them Al and Corey sent you. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Also, we got to thank Woodyard Catering as well. Great food, awesome. It is unbelievable. Check them out at cateringservicesmobile.com. Woodyard Catering. They make us smile here, Corey.
Absolutely. And what makes Jalen Scott smile? This young man, he is a 6', 180-pound junior, verbally committed to the Auburn Tigers.
Correct.
So it is a future War Eagle coming away with 2 interceptions against the current War Eagles that are in blaze with the current and maybe future colors of the school he is verbally committed to. And you can see why Auburn is so high on Jalen Scott. And it's, again, Antonio Coleman's alma mater. You go from Williamson to Auburn. Maybe Jalen Scott will take that same path. But here early with 2 interceptions showing exactly why he is a Power 4 prospect as a junior in this Mobile County area.
Pat Hamilton being helped off the field there. Appears he has an injury, not cramps, as he takes the long walk to the sideline. So Coach Hankins will have to dig into the roster there to replace Hamilton. Williamson with the ball, 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line. Quick hitter. Look at A.J. Dinkins get that one out to John Austin on the slant there. 1st down and more for the Lions.
Just the strength of John Austin and the accuracy on the slant by quarterback Alvin Dinkins, the 5'10", 170-pound senior, just shows that he's been in the weight room. And I mentioned it earlier, his upper body strength carrying defenders back, but it'll come back here for Lily B. Williamson.
Chop block against Williamson. So that pass and reception for naught. As they walk it back to the 33-yard line. 1st and 25 coming up from our PA announcer Levi Sams on the mic tonight for this inaugural game for the Lions here in their home stadium.
Doing a great job as always, hyping up the Maysville crowd. And again, this 25 yards, not insurmountable. They may get it back in 2 plays now.
1st 33. Nice little flare out there to Withers as he breaks the midfield stripe into Wayne County territory. Corey, I think you might need to play your Powerball numbers, brother, because you called that one right on the money.
Yeah, it makes it easy when you have a relief valve and a safety valve such as Withers. Withers shows his run after catch ability. We see him with almost 75 rushing yards. Now he has receiving yards to go along with it.
1st and 10 from the 43 of Wayne County in the War Eagles territory. Back to Withers they go with the carry as he pushes it up to the 31-yard line. Withers having him a great night tonight.
Tempo for Withers and the Williamson Lions. You can continue to feed this young man. He's not going to show any fatigue for the offense of Coach Coleman.
All placed at the 30. Withers figuring his way up to about the 28-yard line, maybe 27 here. We'll give him credit for about 4 or 5 yards.
And we're going to be approaching our 6-minute heat timeout here in the 2nd quarter of action as Williamson may score before the 6-minute heat timeout.
Ball at the 26, that's where it's spotted at. 2nd down and short coming up here for the Lions. Withers goes into motion out of the backfield. Low snap to Dinkins across the middle. Right through the seam. He connects with John Austin. Austin having a great night as well as he ran that slant, almost a post pattern right up the middle.
And they're going tempo, so you won't get a chance to have a heat timeout, but it is 1st and goal for the Lions from the 1-yard line of Wayne County. As we're going to go ahead, and they did spot it, and they are going to get the benefit
Ron
of the
Coleman stopped him
down
for the heat timeout, so at 5:51, we'll have our heat timeout here as we get ready to head toward halftime. Let's take it down to the sidelines, check in with Kimberly Dunn, and look at this route being run by John Austin right there. Great job right there on the replay from the team.
Outstanding play.
Outstanding, Corey. Williamson pretty much showing what they're offensively made of, but most importantly, what defense is made of tonight. They've created 3 turnovers. Let's take it down to Kimberly Dunn. She has some information for us on the sidelines.
Before the game, I was able to speak with both of these head coaches and ask them what their identity is for each of these teams. Coach Coleman said he wants the identity for his team to be physicality. And I think that we're seeing that here tonight on the field as they are being aggressive play after play and drive after drive. He wants them to physically dominate. On the opposite side with Coach Hankins, he said that he wants his team to be known for being relentless and being competitors, that no matter what the outcome or the score on the board, that they do not give up. And so hopefully that is what we will see for the remainder of this game from both of these teams.
Thank you, Kimberly. We appreciate that. First and goal from the 2-yard line for Williamson. Incomplete. Brings up second down and goal. That pass intended for Jacob Massey.
And again, you can see out of the goal line shotgun position, Deacons with the snap wasn't comfortable there, and it may have been tipped there at the line of scrimmage to change the trajectory of that football coming off of Deacons' fingertips. But here it is, execution in the red zone with plenty of time left on the play clock, and a big, powerful back like Tydrick Withers trying to find the zone and get into the box once again.
Quick pass out to the corner, and there it is. John Austin with the 2-yard reception from A.J. Dinkins.
Pitch and catch, and made it look very easy, just like they would on 7-on-7 drills, but you can see the accuracy of quarterback Alvin Dinkins. This senior quarterback, verbal commit to Peru State. He finds one of his favorite targets in the right corner of this stadium here in the jungle. 6 more on the board for Lily B. Williamson. Again, 1 year ago, averaging 33.2 points per game. Have a chance to get that in the first half.
They have hit their average already, and the extra point is good. 34-0 is our score. They have hit their average from last year. Let's take a look at the Williamson schedule for the rest of the season here, having the season home opener tonight. Of course, they got the forfeit win last week against Booker T. Washington. They head into region play next week, taking on Alberta, and they will go up the road to Citronelle. Corey, we're going to feature that game in a couple weeks as the gates may be locked for the Lions to come up Highway 45, as they like to say. And then I like this at the back half of the schedule. They're at Faith Academy, UMS Wright, and Viger. 2 good home games back-to-back for the Lions, October 10th and October 17th. Those will be 2 good challenges for them.
That drive, 6 plays, 57 yards. Not much of a challenge there by Wayne County to stop the scoring there. And Wayne County cannot go 3 and out right here.
Cannot.
Because we will be looking at a very similar score that I saw here in the spring game. So you just have to be very careful if you're Williamson. You don't want to give up an explosive play. Coach Coleman, in his 4th year of head coach at Williamson, you know he has to be very happy. Dinkins, 8 out of 11, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. Very efficient and effective here in the first half.
And we have a new kicker here for Williamson. Ball bobbled right there by Wayne County. You got to get down on it. That could have spelled disaster, as Emorian Leverett got a little slippery with the pigskin right there. So it doesn't set Wayne County up in good field position. They're going to mark this, I believe, at the 8-yard line, Corey.
And as we go around Mobile and Baldwin County tonight, in halftime, 36-0, McGill over Murphy. Citronelle 7-7 against Orange Beach. Williamson up 34-0. Mary G. Montgomery leading Gulf Shores 14-13. Viger up 28-14 against Tuscaloosa County. Baker shutting out Alma Bryant 28-0 as well. And Saraland blanking Blunt 19-0 early.
Those last 2 scores you read off, those are both region games. 6A Region 1, Saraland and Blunt. 7A Region 1 with Baker and Bryant. So those regions already starting region play for them. There's a scoring drive, 2-yard touchdown reception by John Austin. 3 minutes and 6 seconds 6 plays, 57 yards. And Williamson hits pay dirt once again, up 34-0. Don't forget, coming up, we'll have the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge as Kimberly Dunn will go into the stands and try to get our first ever Chick-fil-A winner here inside the jungle. Corey, how about that?
Absolutely looking forward to that. And you know, also looking forward here to Wayne County trying to run out the clock to end the second quarter. There's 4:30 remaining here in the second quarter, and if they can just string together some positive yards, then that will allow this clock to go ahead and hit triple zeros without Williamson doing any more damage offensively.
KJ Forrest with the call. Got a big shout out to Shawana Dale Maiden of Jacksonville, Florida, down in Duval, watching us. We appreciate that, Shawana, for checking us out on the stream. We do appreciate that. And if you're watching us, drop a line. We'll give you a shout out. We want to know where you are checking us out tonight. And Corey, I don't see a flag on the play, so I can now officially say it. That may be the longest gain for the War Eagles tonight with that run by KJ Forrest. It holds up, so it's 1st and 10 from the 21.
That's what you have to do if you're on offense for Wayne County. String together first downs and try to run out this clock here. And if you're Williamson, you don't want to get caught looking at the scoreboard.
Correct.
You want to go ahead and play like it is 0-0 because you're only going to get limited action upcoming here by your starters in the second half. So we're going to go deep into our roster there in the 3rd and 4th quarter, the same way we did when Williamson took on Moss Point. And here's a little fun nugget and fact for you. Williamson opened and debuted this stadium in the spring against Moss Point. Did not surrender any points. So far here, through almost 6 quarters, no points have been given up in the jungle.
4-yard carry right there by Morgan. They go back to Forrest. He picks up a couple, maybe 2 or 3. Going to set up 3rd and short, as you say, Corey. Like to stay in front of the sticks here, and that's what Wayne County's doing. If you could ever put together a 4-minute drive, this needs to be the drive right here for the War Eagles. You need to have that defense resting for a minute.
And coming out to start the second half, Williamson receives the football.
Sure does.
So
sure does.
It is a situation to where Williamson, they don't want to give up any points with this last 2:30 remaining, but Jamarcus Edmond, the 5'10", 210-pound junior, we've called his name a lot. This is money down right here, 3rd and short. Wayne County must pick up a first down here.
Nice run right there by Morgan. Stepped out of bounds. Let's see where they spot him at. And we have an injured player, I believe Williamson, but he gets up. So first down for Wayne County, moving the sticks once again.
And that's the toughness there of Ellis McGaskin, the 6'1", 217-pound junior, being a little slow to get up there, but it does pick up probably only the 3rd or 4th first down, maybe the 4th, because they had a couple in the opening drive that actually stalled. So
statistician Matt Moore said that's the 2nd first down tonight.
Of the half.
Of the half, correct. 2:13 remaining here in the first half. Continuing to run it. Fumble on the play, I believe.
Yes.
Forrest got back on top of it.
And you want to talk about catching a break, because with 2 minutes remaining here in the first half, you can see it was a clean snap, wasn't a clean handoff.
Correct.
And he's lucky that he was able to go ahead and pounce back on that pigskin. And it goes to 2nd and 11 now for the War Eagles of Wayne County with 1:40 remaining here in the first half.
Corey, just when I thought I could rely on the scoreboard operator, they let me down. It is not 1st and 10 on the 38. 2nd and 11. Pass across the middle as Forrest is leveled by the Lions.
And that's going to be Bush making his name known once again. Already has a crib call for 6 points, but you look at this pressure coming from the defensive end. Number 33 just absolutely levels him. Let's go back one more time, maybe 5.
That's Ellis McGaskin
as well, with 5-on-5 crime there. And you talk about the hit that was put by Bush and McGaskin.
Forrest is just going to keep it. Right up the gut he goes, takes a couple of Lions with him past the 45-yard line. So it's going to bring up 4th and short here for the War Eagles.
you got to go here to me.
You got to. You're down 34 points. You got to go for it.
Yeah, I say you go, and it's a strategy here. Coach has to really think about it.
Fourth and three,
right on the 45-yard line. Williamson's offense can go from the jugular, and what they're going to do is the clock continues to run. And a
timeout called by Wayne County. Smart move right there by Jack Hankins Jr.
And now you're looking at strategy. And what I mean by strategy, you're trailing in this contest 34-0. Williamson has shown the explosive ability offensively and defensively to score points. But if you don't get this first down, worst case scenario is you give Williamson maybe 4 opportunities to score right before the half.
And they get the second half kickoff as well. So like last week, Viger tried to go for the 2-for-1. They got the front end score. They couldn't get the second end score at the start of the third quarter. So very good timeout called right here by Jack Hankins Jr.
Chess, not checkers, because either you're going to decide to flip the field and go ahead and give your punter an opportunity to make Williamson go 65 to 75 yards, or you're going to trust your offense to get you 3 yards. So either way it goes, just pick your poison. My grandmother and my dad used to say it's 6 and half a dozen in the other in this situation. And we'll see here if they decide to go ahead and go for it.
I thought you
were
going to
have a quick
your grandmother could say, Corey, you want the switches or you want the extension cord? Which one? But that didn't apply to you, did it, buddy?
No.
Forrest with the carry, has enough for the first down, takes a tumble at the end, but the sticks will move for Wayne County.
And I will say this, you have an opportunity now to run out the clock if you're Wayne County, and you're just happy that you're stringing together first downs.
Correct. Mills back in at quarterback, hands off to Morgan. Morgan picks up a couple. That possibly could be our last play of the first half. No need to snap it again if you're Jack Hankins Jr.
Agreed there, and now you're just going to go to the dressing room and take a look at what your adjustments need to be. And I would say this, Al, a lot of adjustments upcoming for Wayne County in regards to how do we go ahead and play the next half, getting ready for your next game.
Timeout called by Wayne County with 5 seconds remaining here in the first half. Interesting situation here. Maybe Coach Hankins wants to draw up something. And maybe I'll take your old school, Corey, a Hail Mary of some sort, of a throw, as you say with Roger Staubach, throw the bomb, try to get some points on the board.
I wouldn't do that with this Williamson speed on the field, because only 10 plays here offensively for Wayne County in the first half.
Period.
And it is 10 total plays and only 2 first downs, an entire half of football. It's defensive dominance for the Williamson Lions. And if you're Carl Jackson and John Mitchell defensively, you just have to tell your guys to stay hungry and don't give up any points.
Wayne County comes out onto the field, so let's see. This should be our last play. Officially, it is 2nd and 6 from the 46-yard line of Williamson. Mills has time, steps up into the pocket, and is leveled by Dante Bush to end the first half.
It's the burning Bush. Wow, with a nice tackle there on the play to end the half, and absolutely felt the pain there trying to keep that quarterback keeper. But at halftime, 34-0 our score.
Pretty much it's been all Williamson dominating on offense and defense. Jalen Scott, 2 interceptions tonight, as you can see why he's committed to Auburn.
Yeah, we've seen offense, defense, and special teams. If we've had a block punt as well for Williamson that created a short field in the first half. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Coleman has to say at halftime, not only to Kimberly, but his troops as well, because I know they want to stay focused, and we'll see what aspects he wants to work on.
Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn. She has Antonio Coleman with her.
Coach Coleman, before the game, we talked about you wanted your team to play fast and physical. Do you feel like they've done that so far in tonight's game?
Yeah, defensively, we haven't given up a touchdown, so I feel like they've been playing fast and physical. obviously a couple hiccups, but it's the first game. I like how they're moving the ball, like how everything is operating and flowing.
Now, during this break for halftime, what are you going to tell your team about what adjustments need to be made in order to continue this game and have the victory at the end?
As far as adjustment go, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. So it's going to be go in, get some fluids in you, get hydrated, and we're going to keep our feet on their neck.
Absolutely. And best of luck to you, Coach. I'll let you get with your team. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kimberly. We appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break, come back, show you the bands, and also have the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. You're watching the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
Hey Alexa, tell me about Mobile County Public Schools.
With 53,000 students in 90 schools, Mobile County Public Schools equips and empowers college and career-ready graduates. Several MCPSS schools are ranked among Alabama's top 10. Yearly, graduating students earned about $110 million in college scholarships and 10,000 career credentials. MCPSS is learning today, leading tomorrow. Does that answer your question?
What's the matter, baby? You're not feeling good?
School-aged children are at a higher risk of getting and spreading germs and viruses. To help protect the spread, students are encouraged to stay home when sick. Parents, it's important for your child to remain at home at least 24 hours after they no longer have a fever of 100 degrees or higher without the use of medications. Please help us maintain a healthy learning environment.
We welcome you back to halftime here inside the jungle. Let's take it down to the field, to the Wayne County War Eagle Pride Marching Band.
Drum Major Richard Gonzalez, is your band ready? And now, the War Eagle Pride. Enterprise Marching Band is under the direction of Director of Bands Foster Ross, assisted by Hayden Taylor and Savory Goodwin. Color guard instructor Kristen Smith. The Wayne County Band Program is made possible with the support of the Wayne County School District Board of Education, Superintendent of Schools Tommy Branch, High School Principal Robert Hathorn, and the surrounding community. Give it up one more time for the War Eagle Prime.
All right, it is time for the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn.
We're here for our Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge, and I have two wonderful guests with me. Can you tell me your name and what school you go to?
Chloe Robinson, I go to Aisha Merckx. My name is Sydney Brim, and I go to Aisha Merckx Magnet School.
Wonderful. Are y'all ready to answer our trivia question of the week? All right, now I asked you before, you said you knew some geography, so let's see how well you do. Are you ready? So the state of Alabama is bordered by the states of Georgia to the east, Florida along the Gulf of Mexico to the south, and Mississippi to the west. What state borders the north? So what state's on the top? All right, your options are Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina, or Louisiana. And I think you know the answer. What was it?
Tennessee.
That's right. She knew it before I even gave her the choices. So you are both the proud winners of our Chick-fil-A prize pack. It has some Chick-fil-A gift cards as well as some fun goodies from Mobile County Public Schools. And I want you to look at the camera and tell everybody hello and say, "Go Williamson!"
Let's go Williamson! You say it loud.
That's how you get a winner. I love it. I love it. Great job, girls, with the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. Now we got to take it down to the field. It's time for the Williamson Mighty Marching Lions to take the field on their home opener here inside the jungle. Sit back and enjoy.
Once again, special shout out to all of our sponsors: Shell Health, Roto-Rooter, Interstate Battery, Gulf Distributing.
For unforgettable food and flawless service for your next event, Woodyard Catering is Mobile's top choice for personal chefs and customized catering. From weddings and baby showers to funerals and private dinners, we bring delicious, handcrafted dishes made with the freshest ingredients, reliable, friendly, full of flavor. Whatever the occasion, we serve it with care. Call Woodyard Catering today, because every event deserves a taste of excellence.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ayla, hi.
Oh, hi, Sierra. How are you?
Good. How are things?
Things couldn't be better.
What do you mean?
Well, I just started this new job as a school teacher with the Mobile County Public Schools, and it has been a life changer. Great benefits, the hours are great, and great students. Just overall, it's a great opportunity.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Yeah. I'm going to look into that.
You should.
For more information, visit mcpss.com/job opportunities.
Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program is here to help those students who want to jumpstart their career right out of high school. With more than 100 specialized courses ranging from engineering, computer networking, nursing, welding, and more, we prepare students for college and career readiness. To learn more, log on to MCPSS.com. Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program, preparing students for life.
If you look at the numbers, Mobile County Public Schools is making great strides. With more than 53,000 students, 7,000 employees, and 90 schools, we are consistently increasing our four-year graduation rate and our first-class pre-K program. We continue to strive for national recognition and continue to prepare our students for the global workforce. And we do all of this with one goal in mind: to equip and empower college and career-ready graduates. Mobile County Public Schools. We're learning today, leading tomorrow.
We welcome you back to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Our score at the half, 34-0. Let's take a look at first half stats, Corey, in this ball game. Pretty much dominated by the Lions tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it all started on a positive offensive drive for Wayne County, and then they had the fake punt, and it went downhill from there. And you look at the halftime stats, 47 total rushing yards for Wayne County, no passing yards. You do the math on that, folks. 47 total yards. The 3 turnovers is what's glaring. The rushing yards, the penalty yards as well. 198 total yards for Williamson. That 1 turnover early, they've cleaned that up. Scored 34-0. All Williamson Lions here in the jungle in Maysville.
Corey, as I look over my notes, I have 5 different Williamson players accounting for a score tonight. Jacob Massey, Todrick Withers, Jamarcus Litt, Dante Bush, and John Austin. 5 different Lions hit pay dirt tonight.
Well, we knew in the situation you talked about 1 year ago, 6-0 was the score.
Correct.
And next thing you know, the final score is 44-6 in favor of the Williamson Lions. Wayne County returning this game this year as we get ready for reclassification in the state of Alabama. So it's a home and home, but it's been a dominant performance. Coach Coleman, with the exception of the 1 turnover for the Williamson Lions.
Correct.
Not much more they could be any crisper on in the first half. As you look at their quarterback position, he's only had maybe 3 incomplete passes the entire first half. The defense has really risen to the occasion.
Sure has.
And it'll be interesting to see if Wayne County is able to get on the scoreboard at all, because I know the type of pride that Antonio Coleman takes in defense.
Yeah, they want that shutout, but get your roster ready. We might
Absolutely.
go deep. Right now it's time to take a look at the Alabama Sports Writers Association top 10 polls. We'll start in the 5A area. There's a new number 1 5A team. It is the Viger Wolves, as they sit atop the poll after their win last week. And last week's number 1 team, Moody, taking a loss. Catholic Montgomery and Central Clay County both move up 1 spot each. And, of course, the Williamson Lions still sitting at number 5 this week. They did not play last week. The last time Viger was ranked number 1, Corey, you have to go back to October 23rd, 2018. That was the year they went to the championship game and lost.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure if you're the Viger Wolves, but they were able to go on the road early and lead Tuscaloosa County. And I will say this, first-year head coach Renardo Jackson has the most elite football in the class of 2027 player, that is, in Chicken Guerra.
Yeah.
To lead him defensively and offensively, you return Sammy Dunn. You can see why they're ranked number 1.
Let's move up to the 6A poll. No movement in the top 5 teams here, with Saraland hanging on to the number 3 spot. Oxford lost, with Oxford losing and dropping all the way down to 10. Spanish Fort inches up 1 spot to 9 after their big win last week in the California Dreaming Bowl over Fairhope. St. Paul's is still on the outside looking in. They had a real big overtime win over UMS Wright last week in the Battle of Old Shell Road.
Yeah, I mean, I think that when you look at the Battle of Old Shell Road and what it means significantly, even though they're not MCPSS schools, you still see it equivalent there to where the top 10 voting, St. Paul still being shown a lot of love. Saraland takes on Jackson and goes on to Legion Field and has a huge win. So great things to come for Saraland, and Spanish Fort playing a tough one tonight as well.
All right, let's wrap it up with the 7A poll. Thompson is still number 1. The only change in this poll is Hoover and Auburn swapping spots after the Bucks dropped the game to IMG Academy. It was on ESPN last week. The MGM Vikings remain number 6, and Baker's comeback win over Theodore earns them a few votes outside the top 10 in the 7A poll, Corey.
MGM and what Zach Golson has been able to build in Sims has been nothing short of remarkable, and has done a phenomenal job. And you can look for the Vikings to continue to rise in the polls throughout the season.
All right, let's revisit your checklist to see if these teams are doing what you say they needed to do to get a win tonight.
Wayne County had to block well offensively.
Right.
Well, they haven't really gotten a hat on a hat, and they have given up points offensively because of the non-blocking schemes that have been ineffective against this tremendous Williamson defense. Avoid giving up explosive plays. It's been a short, compact field for Williamson, so not really huge explosive plays, 20 yards or more for Williamson, but the score says 34-0. And don't become a bald eagle, which is an endangered species. Al, I'm scared to tell all those Wayne County War Eagle fans out there.
Don't say it.
They are definitely in danger tonight in this jungle in Maysville.
My.
For Williamson, you have a chance to limit the penalties, and they've had maybe 4 or 5 penalties that haven't necessarily been costly. 5 penalties throughout the game. That's something I know Antonio Coleman doesn't want to see double up here in the second half. Have sound special teams. They have had a block punt, which is huge, and start a new Lion legacy at home. Doing a great job so far here to start off the regular season in the inaugural game of the regular season in the jungle.
Let's take it down to Kimberly Dunn. Let's see what she has to say, what Jack Hankins Jr. told her during the halftime.
During the half, I was able to catch up with Coach Hankins and ask him what adjustments he and his team were planning to make for the second half. And he said it's simple. We have to not have any turnovers, no interceptions, and play simple, clean, and good football. Before the game, when I spoke with him, he said we can't have those turnovers. We have to have good and strong special teams. We can't let the Williamson Lions have explosive plays, and unfortunately, they haven't been able to stop those from happening so far in the competition. So his goal is simply to play good football.
Thank you, Kimberly. We appreciate that. We're going to be wrapping up halftime. We'll take a break and bring you the second half coming up. It's Williamson all in control inside the jungle, 34-0.
Looking for unforgettable food and flawless service for your next event? Woodyard Catering is Mobile's top choice for personal chefs and customized catering. From weddings and baby showers to funerals and private dinners, we bring delicious, handcrafted dishes made with the freshest ingredients, reliable, friendly, full of flavor. Whatever the occasion, we serve it with care. Call Woodyard Catering today, because every event deserves a taste of excellence.
So I wasn't ready for my math test. Didn't know that it was going to come to this. I mean, it was just a phone call so I could get out of testing.
Threatening harm to a school, even as a prank, is a crime. Mobile County law enforcement treats school threats seriously, leading to investigations, arrests, and legal consequences. Think before you act. One moment of bad judgment can have lasting consequences. If you see something, say something. Speak up.
Hi, I'm Renee Phillips, Director of Communication for Mobile County Public Schools and your host of Homeroom. I invite you to join us as we learn about the great things happening in our schools across the county. On Homeroom, you get to meet students and educators who are in our schools every day doing wonderful things. Join us as we take an in-depth look at their stories, issues, people, and policies of the Mobile County Public Schools. That's Homeroom. You can find it weekly right here on the MCPSS TV network.
A teacher is one of the biggest investors in a community.
They impact the lives of those we value the most.
Teachers share knowledge which helps shape and mold our future leaders.
Teachers show direction and help build a sense of purpose.
Are you ready to make a change? For more information on teaching opportunities, teacher incentives, or to apply with the Mobile County Public Schools, log on to www.mcpss.com.
Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program is here to help those students who want to jumpstart their career right out of high school. With more than 100 specialized courses ranging from engineering, computer networking, nursing, welding, and more, we prepare students for college and career readiness. To learn more, log on to MCPSS.com. Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program, preparing students for life.
We welcome you back to the Jungle. Williamson on top, 34-0 all over Wayne County tonight. A shot right there of A.J. Dinkins, Army commit, the quarterback for Williamson, having himself a great game tonight.
Peru.
That's right, Corey. Peru State, not Army. Kickoff taken by one of the up guys for Williamson. Going to get some good field position right here, I believe, close to about the 40-yard line for the Lions. As their offense will come onto the field pretty much in total control tonight in this ballgame.
And we'll see here what the offense is able to come away with as you look at offensive coordinator Jamal Henry and offensive coordinator Marcus Cook have been plotting and coming up with at halftime. And I say here, you have the speedsters, you go ahead and you put a quick drive together of some 60 yards, taking over on the 40-yard line. That'll be huge.
1st and 10 on the 40 for the Lions. Dinkins' pass is tipped right at the line of scrimmage. Good defense right there. Shown by Perry White as he tipped that ball. 2nd and 10 coming up for Williams.
Good job of the defensive end getting his hand up there for the War Eagles. And in that situation, Williamson here is going to learn from that mistake, and we'll see if Dinkins is able to capitalize.
Throwing it out to Todrick Withers. He has some blockers. Looks like a face mask on the play. They're going to get some extra yardage on this. As you can see, the neck of Withers turned as he approached the 50-yard line.
And that's one that happened right in front of the side judge, but Ron Coleman definitely was able to see it and was able to assess that. That's going to be a free 15.
Face mask. Defense.
As you look at the instant replay, and that's probably one of the most dangerous plays that you look at in football is any time the neck gets snapped around. But Withers is one of those young men, his tremendous toughness Doesn't affect him any. He's on to the next play as they go ahead and have 1st and 10 Lions from the War Eagles 33-yard line.
Great field position here coming up for Williamson after that penalty. Drive started at the 40-yard line. They set up the tunnel screen, and it is interrupted by the War Eagles. Great job right there on the tackle of Keith Donald Jr.
Yeah, tremendous athletic ability being shown defensively by the War Eagles. Coming up from his strong safety position, Jeremiah Everett, 164-pound junior, making a huge stop and flying high, hoping to gain some momentum. Williamson says, look, that's just one play for loss. It's 2nd and 12. We're going to make it up right here.
Push back to the 35-yard line. Trip receivers to the top. John Austin all by himself at the bottom, running a slant route to the end zone. Pass is overthrown from Dinkins.
A little bit too much mustard on that one. Dinkins, Austin can flat out fly. And if you're Dinkins, you say, look, that's one throw that you would love to have back.
Carl Jackson sitting on the bench right there, one of the defensive coordinators.
And 2 tremendous
Ellis
defensive
McGaskin
players
right next to him.
Yeah, you're looking at 4 and 5, Jalen Scott and Ellis McGaskin, 2 of the best juniors, not only in the entire state, but in the entire country, sitting right there learning from one of the best in Coach Jackson.
3rd and 12 here for the Lions. Dinkins and most of the offense still in the game, the starters. That's going to be close to the first down. I think they're going to be about a yard short.
Go ahead and go.
With that completion to John Austin. Might as well go for it here. No need to bring out the field goal team.
If we're able to pull that replay up, you look at the progressions that Alvin Dinkins had. Plenty of protection by the offensive line. He went to his 3rd read on that play, and it is going to be a 4th and 1.
And up the middle, Williamson goes, and it's not going to be enough, I believe. Pass going to be incomplete. And we're going to have a changeover on downs here.
It's a great idea, just weren't able to get the type of push that you wanted up front. But if you're Wayne County, the good thing is that drive for the Williamson Lions took up 2.5 minutes off of the clock.
And if I think back, Corey, in the first half, and you can help me out here, I don't believe Williamson has punted tonight.
They have not. They did not punt.
I don't believe they punted tonight.
That's a situation where they have had that short, compacted field.
Correct.
And they've been able to take care of Wayne County, but now Wayne County having to go 75 yards to try to get on the board.
Hand off to KJ Forrest. He bounces it outside, picks up a couple, maybe 2 or 3. 2nd down and about 7 coming up here for Wayne County.
Great job of Williamson's defense, pursuit of the football. Kenneth Brooks, 6 foot, 170-pound sophomore in pursuit. And also Mr. Anderson, the nose tackle, 6'2", 200-pound freshman. The first time we've called his name tonight, number 55, making a play for Williamson also.
One of a few freshmen starting tonight, as we said during the top of the broadcast, Captain Munnerlin Jr. playing cornerback tonight. Was assigned number 41, but wearing number 8 tonight. And Morgan is all wrapped up right there on that carry. Williamson just ate him up. No gain on the play.
2 defensive players in on the play. Jamarcus Edmond continuing to accumulate tackles along with Kenneth Brooks. And now it brings up the all-important money down. And you'll hear this Lily B. Williamson crowd get fired up as the defense, if you look to pass here, you're going to be in trouble. I think pigskin protection and protecting the football needs to be of the utmost importance for Wayne County right here. Hudson Mills at the quarterback position. We'll see what happens.
Mills in the gun. He was not ready for the snap at all, and that was motion, I believe, on the War Eagles offensive line.
A snap infraction, just the offense.
There it is, so that'll push him back 5 yards to the 22. Set up 3rd and about 13 coming up here for Wayne County. Morgan just to the right of Mills. High snap, they get it to Mills, keeping it on the ground, but just not enough blockers out there for Morgan to turn the corner to penetrate past the line of scrimmage into the second level. So it's going to be 4th down coming up here for Wayne County.
No surprise
Not
there.
what Coach Hankins had planned here on their first possession in the 3rd quarter.
And on top of that, you only had time of possession maybe 2 minutes. So you're going to turn it right back over, and Williamson with the speedsters there, if they're able again to field this cleanly, McCree or Scott.
And it's blocked once again by Williamson. And who comes up with it? Dante Bush, his 2nd defensive score tonight. The punt is blocked and scored. I asked Coach Coleman, is he going to dunk it one time? But after this tonight, he doesn't have to dunk it any for me, Corey.
You look at Bush, though, coming from the end again, and I mentioned earlier they got called for running into the kicker because they didn't make contact with the football. The last 2 punt blocks have been an opportunity for Williamson, again, to get on the board, and special teams have truly been that, as Bush has 2 touchdowns tonight.
Correct.
Non-offensive touchdowns for Bush. It's hard to get that in a season 1. This man has 2 in 1 game.
That's definitely one way to get into the stat book, I'll tell you that, for sure. And Williamson appears to be going for 2, up 40-0 right now. Dinkins on the field. At this point, this might be the last we may be seeing of A.J. Dinkins score.
Yeah, I mean, you have an opportunity here. We knew we needed our rosters tonight, and that's exactly what we're having to go to.
And we have flags on the play. False start against the offense.
As Ron Coleman has definitely had plenty of FaceTime
Yes, he
tonight.
has. Yes, he has. The crew is earning their check very well tonight, Corey.
Also earning the check is our 25-second clock operator. New retiree Buck is running the clock here for us here in the jungle at Ladd Peebles Stadium.
Sure was. Last time we saw Buck, it was Viger and Baker last year, the last regular season of the game, and he retired after that ball game last year. So good to see the official over there on the clock. But that's a good way to be retired, Corey. You're still involved with the game.
Absolutely. You know? Maybe not on the field, but still part of the game.
Very slow and high snap to Dinkins. They're trying to catch one of the guys in the crossing pattern, and the reception is complete, so the 2-point try is good. Our score, 42-0. Williamson all in control. All right, Corey, you had the opportunity to attend the Crichton Optimist Club luncheon this past week, the first one of the season, and I heard it was a clean sweep for Mobile County Public Schools.
It really was, and every week I have an opportunity to MC the Crichton Optimist Club banquet, and you have there from left to right, you have defensive back from Citronelle, Tim Rivers, and next to him will be MGM Defensive Lineman of the Week, Devin Petway. Next to me, 2 Baker young men, Jalen Speedy Wheeler, we like to call him. And you also have Special Teams Player of the Week, Katori Marion from Baker High School. He's going to be verbal to South Alabama. And then big offensive lineman, Vigers, Gabe Brown. So again, a clean sweep of the Mobile County Public School System in officially week 0, as we want to congratulate those young men and the programs that they represent.
Corey, I would say that would have to be a first, because of the years when I would attend the Crichton Optimist Club, I cannot recall a clean sweep by the MCPSS athletes. That is unreal.
It really is, as they put on in week number 0, and there'll be plenty of Mobile County Public School System representatives here in week 1 as well.
There's our kickoff to Steve Morgan. Morgan is pushed out of bounds close to the 45-yard line. Let's take it down to the sideline for an injury update with Kimberly Dunn.
During the halftime, I was able to catch up with number 12 from Wayne County. He did sustain a knee injury, and he is not confident that he will be able to return for this game. He hopes that he's just able to heal this week and return for regular season play next week. So it's not likely that we will see him for the rest of this game.
Thank you, Kimberly. Pat Hamilton, who she's talking about. No need for this young man to return down 42 points. We'll take a break and come back and bring you more action inside the third quarter. It's our heat timeout, or a hydration break if you want to call it. You're watching MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
At Genuine Bling, discover stunning fashion jewelry that turns heads for just $5. That's right, $5. From bold statement pieces to everyday sparkle, we've got the bling. So why wait? Treat yourself, your friends, or your entire wardrobe. Fashion fun for just $5. And don't miss the Bling Live. Join Charmaine Watson on Facebook, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. for exclusive pieces, styles tips, and surprise deals. Genuine Bling, where fashion only costs $5.
Your experience is valuable, and now it pays. Have you taught at a private school, another district, or even retired from teaching? Mobile County Public Schools is now offering higher pay for your previous experience. That means you can step into the classroom at a higher pay level because your experience matters. Don't let your hard work go unrecognized. Apply today and start earning what you've worked for. Visit mcpss.com/job opportunities for more information.
Action back on the field. First down has already occurred. Second down here coming up for Wayne County. They had a run, picked up about a half a yard, so 2nd and 9 coming up here for the War Eagles. Ball at the 44-yard line in their own territory.
Well, you look at the last offensive possession for Wayne County. They tried to sustain the drive. They wound up punting, and it was another crib call for the Williamson Lions. And what has to happen here for Wayne County is string together first downs, or at least try to grind out the clock, because I know our 6-minute under heat timeout has occurred, and I wouldn't be surprised here in the fourth quarter if we do go to the running clock in the fourth quarter.
TK Franks on the carry. I was just looking at the clock, wondering about that, Corey. If we'll get the running clock here with the score of 42-0, possibly that could happen here in the fourth quarter. Ball up to the 45-yard line. Third down coming up here for the War Eagles. We'll call it 3rd and 8.
Money down here for Wayne County, and we'll see if they're able to fly high, because I promise you, if they have to punt it on 4th down, it's going to get blocked again.
Mills take the snap. They're setting up the screen. And KJ Forrest is just wrapped up immediately as he catches the ball. No gain on the play.
Reginald Ward III coming up from his linebacker position, the 6'2", 205-pound sophomore with a huge hit there. And here is where special teams protection has to come into play. And if you look here, it would be a 3rd block punt opportunity coming up for Williamson. We'll see what happens.
Jermaine McCree setting up at his 26-yard line. There's the punt. Nice punt right there by Mills. Score check in the Battle of the Cannon. McGill on top of Murphy, 50-0. And that is a final. So, Corey, 5 minutes to 8. They had to have had a running clock.
That was a running clock.
Game.
That was definitely a running clock without question. Not even close to not being a running clock. And you look at some other scores around Mobile and Baldwin County as well. Spanish Fort leading Theodore 17-14. And also Centronel and Orange Beach tied up at the half. You have Gulf Shores trailing MGM 14-13, and Vigors up 34-14 at the half.
And Vigors playing a 7A school in Tuscaloosa County, I believe. Handoff right up the middle. Williamson on the move. Nathaniel Mitchell with the carry for the Lions.
And that's exactly what you want to start seeing. You want to see your backups come in and be effective when they get an opportunity to get into the contest. A freshman, Nathaniel Mitchell, we'll see more of him as the game progresses.
As I look on the field, Corey, it appears Dinkins is still in the ball game.
And he's staying clean, so it's not like he's under center taking hits. So if it's pitch and catch in that situation, Robert Lucas on the outside makes another catch for Dinkins.
I thought for sure after that 2-point try that would wrap it up for Dinkins, but he is still out on the field with most of the starters for Davidson as well.
And folks, look at Nathaniel Mitchell. Look how fast he is if he gets into the open field with green turf in front of him.
They hand it off to him. Up the middle he goes. Stopped right at the midfield stripe by the War Eagles. They bow up right there. Going to send us to second down here for Williamson.
Anthony Mercer on the stop, the 185-pound sophomore linebacker. Baker leading Bryant 28-0. And also some other scores. Foley leading BC Reigns 16-7. Saraland up 26-0 over Blunt.
Pass incomplete. Intended for Christian Pittman, but a flag on the play.
Pass incomplete, Lions flag on the play.
And again, Al, you're absolutely right from a depth chart standpoint.
Illegal blindside block.
Blindside block. That's going to go against Williamson.
You start seeing Christopher Edwards, number 82, a freshman in as well. So Antonio Coleman, the head coach of the Williamson Lions, mentioned how young this team was and the type of youth that is being served for Williamson. He doesn't mind playing 8th and 9th graders at the varsity level, as sometimes you can be a 6-year varsity player by the time you graduate from Williamson High School, as they house both the middle school and the high school here at Williamson.
2nd and 23 coming up for the Lions. Ball a bit high for Robert Lucas. He can't climb the ladder and bring it down. Sends Williamson to 3rd down.
3rd down, money down here, and you look at the amount of time that is left here. 30 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And Al, like you said moments ago, I'm not a gambling man, but I will assume that Ron Coleman will talk to both Antonio Coleman as well as Jack Hankins Jr. about that clock running in the 4th quarter.
I would not be surprised at all. 3rd and long here for the Lions. Dinkins flushed out of the pocket. Throws it downfield, and the grab is made right in front of us here atop the press box inside the jungle. Jacob Massey with the catch. He's about 2 yards short, or maybe about 1.5 yards short of picking up a 1st down, Corey.
That's huge when you look at that 3rd and 1.
And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So you know what that means. It's time for our Game of the Week Brain Buster question. All right, here we go. In 2024, Antonio Coleman became the 4th Williamson head coach to win 10 games in a season. How many coaches have accomplished this more than once in their career? A1, B2, C3, or D4? Is it 4 coaches, Corey? A, B, C, or D. You like that multiple choice. You like to start the season off and get you back into the groove. So last year, Antonio Coleman became the 4th Williamson head coach to win 10 games in a season. How many coaches have accomplished this more than once in their career? Stick around. We'll reveal the answer and let Corey think about it for a while. Our Game of the Week Brain Buster question. If you're still with us, watching us outside the area, drop us a line. We'll give you a shout out as well. We appreciate you tuning in to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Al Weeden, Corley Bounty on the sidelines, Kimberly Dunn, our statisticians, China Powell and Matt Moore, hanging out with you here inside the jungle as we christen the brand new Williamson High School Stadium down in Maysville, Corey.
And the quarterback for the Williamson Lions, Alvin Dinkins, 13 out of 19, 153 yards with 2 touchdowns. Pretty impressive debut here in the jungle for Dinkins, and we'll see exactly what Williamson is able to do with it here on 4th and 1. We'll see if they're able to convert in the shotgun, get a push up front.
They give it to the young fella, Nathaniel Mitchell. Up the middle he goes, and once again, Williamson converts. They have not punted tonight, Corey.
Great job of the young fella making the initial defender miss in the hole. Shows the shiftiness. If you can take a look at how quick his feet were, there was a tackle for loss in the backfield. And because of Nathaniel Mitchell's shiftiness, he was able to avoid it, pick up the 1 yard that was needed, bring up a fresh set of downs for Williamson. 1st and 10 from their 45 or the 40-yard line of Wayne County.
Mitchell still in the game. Very good and smart for Mitchell and Dinkins to jump on that, but late flags come in after the play. False start called against Williamson. Wayne County is 1-1 all time against Alabama teams, Corey. Their last and only victory came back in 1989 when they defeated Southern Choctaw 22-0. And Williamson is 14-8 all time against Mississippi teams. So they have a bit more experience playing Mississippi teams than Wayne County does playing Alabama teams. Great pass and catch hauled in by Robert Lucas. You can see the arm of Dinkins right there. Great spiral that he threw to the young man.
Well, that's all you can ask for in that situation, to complete it to your starters who are still in the game to begin the 4th quarter. Because I mentioned the abbreviated spring that these players had, where there was not even a second half against Moss Point. You've waited since May, June, July, and August to play and compete against someone other than your teammates. You're letting it all loose here tonight in the 4th quarter.
1st and 10 from the 16-yard line of Wayne County. Dinkins with another pass on the slant, intercepted by Wayne County, picked off by Jeremiah Everett. The 2nd turnover tonight for Williamson.
That's exactly what you wanted to see in that situation if you're Wayne County. Williamson's 2nd turnover of the game, the interception. Great job of dropping back. Strong safety Jeremiah Everett read the eyes, did his job as a strong safety. The 164-pound junior turned it over. The 2nd one for Williamson, something that I know Coach Coleman would love to go ahead and make sure does not happen any further.
There's some positivity right there for the War Eagles, as it appears KJ Forrest, no, there's Mills in front of him, lining up to take the snap. Appears to go under center. Now they're sending the receiver back into the ball game. 1st and 10 from the 17. Forrest just bouncing off of the Lions, picking up about 5. Nice carry right there, kind of like a pinball as he went through the offensive line. 2nd and about 5 here for Wayne County.
Well, Williamson wants to get that turnover back because you were at +2 in the turnover margin, and now you're at +1. So it's something that having Wayne County and the War Eagles pinned deep in their own territory, you can look for Williamson to turn it up defensively.
All at the 21-yard line. There they go with that gun tee. Late handoff to the back, gets up to about the 25, so about a 4-yard pickup is going to set up 3rd and short, maybe 3rd and 2 yards to go right here for Wayne County.
Well, I would say this, it is money down for Wayne County. And, you know, on money down, as a defensive player, you cash in. If you're the War Eagles, you have to cash in to keep the clock rolling and to try to get that goose egg off of the board.
And flags on the play. No, correction, timeout. Timeout called by Williamson. So we got a break here. Let's get up our answer for the Game of the Week Brain Buster, Corey. We'll take a look at the question once again. All right, here we go. In 2024, Antonio Coleman became the 4th Williamson head coach to win 10 games in a season. How many coaches have accomplished this more than once in their career?
This is a trick question.
One
more
coach,
than once.
2 coaches, 3 coaches, 4 coaches, A, B, C, or D.
This is a trick question, folks. More than once.
More than once in their career.
More than once, I would have to say either A or B, because it hasn't been a lot. You have Coach Curtis Horton, who said he was going to try to make it out tonight. And, of course, Bobby Parrish, I know he made it to the semifinals or the state championship game there. But more than once?
More than once in their career.
It's either A or B. I'm just going to say A.
All right, Corey says A, and we'll get Renee to hit the button. And the answer, Corey, is 2. Albert Terry did it twice, 1962 and 1963. Bobby Parrish did it 4 times. And here's your +1, Corey. Bobby Parrish is the only Williamson coach ever to have won 12 games.
Yeah.
No one has won more than 12. No one has won 11.
Well, you look at, there was not 15 weeks in the high school football season when they went to the Super 7. So, you know, with that being said, Bobby Parrish, an absolute legend here in these neck of the woods.
The year they went to the championship game, they were 10-5, and the next year they actually went 12-1. Corey lost that 1 playoff game, so he's the only coach to ever get 12 wins in the history of Williamson football.
Yeah, I would have said, look, you know, Bobby Parrish for sure.
I think you talked yourself out of the answer, actually.
Well, you know, Bobby Parrish for sure definitely is a legend. And right next door to us, Curtis Horton has the gymnasium named after him, and just such a pillar of this community. Had a chance to see him last week, as a matter of fact, and just a wonderful, humble man who meant so much to this Maysville community.
And think about this, Corey, that other name up there, Albert Terry, that looks familiar. His name was a part of the Game of the Week Brainbuster last week because he coached at Blunt. Remember, he was one of the coaches that was in that answer we had last week. So he had an outstanding career here at Williamson and over at Blunt as well. Remember, the field at Blunt is named Harris Terry Stadium. Look good field at Harris Terry Stadium. So an impact Coach Albert Terry had at both of those schools. 3rd down and about 4 yards coming up here for Wayne County.
That clock continues to run as we're going to approach our heat timeout. That'll be the only last stoppage here coming up.
Right up the middle.
Fumble.
And comes out, but I believe jumped right back on it.
That's a
first down for Wayne County. Marcus Barnett with the carry.
That will bring us our heat.
And Coach Ron Coleman, official Ron Coleman does call for the heat timeout at 5:51 here remaining in the ball game. Pretty much dominated by Williamson. We'll take a break and come back. Bring you more action for the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
Hey Alexa, tell me about Mobile County Public Schools.
With 53,000 students in 90 schools, Mobile County Public Schools equips and empowers college and career-ready graduates. Several MCPSS schools are ranked among Alabama's top 10. Yearly, graduating students earned about $110 million in college scholarships and 10,000 career credentials. MCPSS is learning today, leading tomorrow. Does that answer your question?
Your experience is valuable, and now it pays. Have you taught at a private school, another district, or even retired from teaching? Mobile County Public Schools is now offering higher pay for your previous experience. That means you can step into the classroom at a higher pay level because your experience matters. Don't let your hard work go unrecognized. Apply today and start earning what you've worked for. Visit mcpss.com/job opportunities for more information.
We welcome you back to Williamson High School Stadium, also known as the Jungle. And boy, it has been a jungle tonight. 42-0, the Lions all over the War Eagles. Here in the home opener of the stadium.
And the clock is running coming out of that heat timeout.
Sure
again, it will not stop again, folks, until we hit triple zeros. Now the biggest thing for Williamson is not to allow 6 points on the board and to hold tight to this shutout.
Nice run up the middle right there by Barnett, upended toward the end. Corey, who are you thinking about for your game of the week, your Career Tech Education Player of the Game?
Head over heels is what we see in that one, as you're lucky to hold on to the football there for the War Eagles. But I think there are two possible candidates. You can go one offensive, which would be Alvin Dinkins, or you can go one defensive, which is Dante Bush with 2 scores.
Or you could go defensive, Jalen Scott. 2 interceptions
Scott with
tonight,
2
Corey.
interceptions. So you have plenty to choose from.
Even
there.
Todrick Withers had a great night on the ground, running the ball, had him a score as well, as 5 different Leopards have scored twice tonight, but only one has scored twice. Yeah. Dante Bush.
So, I think Dante Bush, because of the crib call that he was able to make and just being effective on special teams as well from his defensive end position.
He did have that sack at the end of the first half, Corey.
Had a leveling hit as well. Dante Bush deserves a lot of love here tonight.
Another carry by Barnett right there as he gets past the 45-yard line into Williamson territory.
But anytime you're returning 9 out of 11 starters, I can't emphasize that enough, folks. We've seen that a couple of years ago, and that equated to a 5A state champion in the Viger Wolves. When you have that much returning defensively, it makes it that hard. And Viger was the leading defense in the state last year, only giving up maybe 5.2 total points per game. So, it's going to be fun to see this Williamson Lion defense evolve over the next few weeks.
As you can see on the bug right there, next week it's Blunt versus Murphy. So Corey, we will literally, as I stand and look out the window here, probably if I could hit 2 drivers, I could probably make it from here to Ladd Stadium with my golf ball if it was like a par 1,000. But we'll be at Ladd Stadium next week, Blunt versus Murphy. So that's a 6A Region 1 battle.
And we will see one of those teams get their first win.
Could it be Sherman Williams, head coach at Murphy? That's like former
taking
Blunt
on
player.
His alma mater.
Alma mater, yeah. So a lot of storylines in that particular ball game as well coming up. Right up the middle go the War Eagles, but we do have a flag on the play. Let's get up our Career Tech Education Player of the Game right quick. Dante Bush, Corey, they read your mind. I'm okay with that. Dante had him a great night tonight for the Williamson Lions. I just like to see that kid play. He's so exciting on the field. He's exuberant.
And think about this. A couple of years ago, he didn't play football.
No, just playing
basketball. He was just playing basketball as a 6'4" lanky freshman on the basketball team coming out, and Coach Coleman was able to tell him, look, I think that you'll have just a great opportunity to earn a scholarship playing football from the defensive end, and has taught and molded and helped shape him, along with Coach John Mitchell, have done a phenomenal job. But the Troy verbal commit, Dante Bush,
verbally committed to Troy, yep.
6'5", 215-pound senior.
Williamson still trying to preserve this shutout, but the War Eagles are trying to get on the board. Nice run right there by T.K. Franks as we're approaching 90 seconds remaining here in the ball game. Williamson wants the shutout, and they sent Dante Bush back on the field.
Yeah, that's what this shutout means. You see a lot of, if not all of the starters for Williamson's defense go trotting back on the field. And look, Coach Jack said on the other side of things, Coach Jack Hankins Jr. said, I'm not leaving here without attempting to get in the red zone area.
Franks with another carry, going to be tackled for loss.
These two teams won't play one another next season. And, you scored 6 points 1 year ago, if you're the War Eagles of Wayne County and you're tonight facing a donut and a shutout, there's going to be a shutout because the starting defense is back on the field for Williamson.
Under 40 seconds remaining in the ball game. Second and about 11 here.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Our buddy Levi Sims, the PA announcer, giving MCPSSTV a shout out. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Corey, I love it.
Having an opportunity to view it in multiple ways and having the new push-ups for the penalty. And that will be the last play of the game upcoming here for Wayne County. I would just take a knee and not even run the last play.
Wayne County is going to, in essence, run out of time. They get the play off. They hand it off. And it's going to be stopped, and Williamson gets the shutout as they christen their home stadium with a big victory tonight, 42-0 over Wayne County. A big win. That's how you have a housewarming, Corey. Open it up inside of the jungle. Great win for the Lions tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a shutout victory nonetheless. And I talked about the shutout in the spring versus Moss Point. Now you have a shutout for not only a spring game,
Correct.
but for your debut in the regular season as well. 42-0, dominant fashion here for Williamson.
Big game for the Lions tonight. As we said, 5 different Lions scored tonight. Dante Bush scored twice for the young man. It was a huge night. I know Principal here at Williamson is super excited, Principal George, with this tremendous turnout and also the performance of her team. Look at the final stats tonight. It tells the story. Look at that balanced offense by a balance overall by Williamson on offense and defense. -2 passing yards for Wayne County tonight.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a couple of things that Williamson's Antonio Coleman, the head coach, is going to harp on. It's going to be the penalties, and it's going to be the turnovers.
Correct.
And you always look for room to improve, and next week it's going to be just as challenging. You want to win the game. You want to be 1-0. And Williamson, you look at their old hashtag, why not Williamson, playing for an audience of 1. And tonight, they dominated, moving to 1-0.
As we always say, the biggest improvement happens from week 1 to week 2. So for Williamson, this is their week 1 as they go into week 2 next week. And I know Coach Coleman is going to be talking about those penalties unnecessarily and not needed at all.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for them is there's going to be something to put on film to improve upon.
Yeah.
And that's going to be from an execution standpoint. But they have had a lot of momentum go from the spring into this first game here in the jungle, and we'll see exactly what happens moving forward for this tremendously talented Williamson Lion team.
All right, Kimberly Dunn is with Antonio Coleman, the winning coach tonight.
Coach Coleman, before the game, you talked about this was going to be a momentous night. This was the first game of the season, the first game in this stadium for your players. So what has this game and this moment meant for y'all?
Man, special. You know, I went here, I walked these halls, and to have our very own stadium and get, you know, your first win at a historic place, it's real exciting, you know. I'm proud of the way my boys played, proud of my coaches. We had a lot of fans out. Just excited for the moment. So we'll take all of this in. We got a quick turnaround with Alberta coming in Thursday. So we're going to enjoy this win tonight, and we'll be back to work tomorrow.
That's right. So looking ahead to the next game and the rest of the season, what adjustments do you see that you and your team are going to need to make in order to really dominate the entire season?
Well, you got a lot of new coaches. You know, Alberta, they have a great coach in Joel Williams. Very familiar with his offense. He does a lot of different things. So it's definitely going to be something we have to prepare for because he has a tough offense. So we're looking forward to the challenge. We're going to take it one game at a time. We're going to take it one day at a time and just try to get better. Guys that are nicked and bruised, we're going to try to get them healed up, and we'll be ready to go Thursday.
Congratulations to you and your team, Coach. We'll let you go celebrate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kimberly. All right, Antonio Coleman gets the win, but he's got a short turnaround with Alberta next week. All right, we're going back across the street to Ladd Stadium. Blunt will be taking on Murphy next week for our MCPSS high school football game of the week. For Kimberly Dunn, Corley Bounty, our statisticians, Matt Moore and China Powell, I'm Al Wheaton, thanking you for joining in tonight. Boy, it was a welcome to the jungle as the Lions opened up 42-0. They get the win. Have yourself a great Labor Day weekend. Be safe. We'll catch you next week.